Hello and welcome to another episode of Never a Straight Answer, the podcast that aims to cover a wide range of topics, from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news. I'm Gaz, and in the studio, as always, we've got the destroyer of worlds, the TKO Taylor.
Yeah, see you right there, fella.
How's it going?
Yeah, man. Not too bad. We've got guests today.
We've
again.
also got Mr. Mikey in the shiz house as well.
Hello. Back again.
So welcome back to the studio, back to the Never a Straight Answer bunker.
I appreciate you having me back on.
What was we calling it last time? Our Area 51.1?
Oh, no, Area 50, wasn't it?
Area 52.
No, I said Area 50 and then you went, Area 51.1.
Area 51.1 I like, because all our extra episodes are .1s as well.
Well, yeah.
We never hit a .2. So,
no,
or a 2.0 or a 2.1.
Probably will possibly in the future.
Do you reckon? We'll get that many episodes out in a day?
Yeah, we're too good, man.
in a week even? Yeah. Potentially, you never know.
Well, yeah, potentially, yeah. It's all about timing, isn't it, bro?
It's been a bit of a
time.
We basically, this is our Planet X episode, our episode X, and we promised you this one last week because we've
been on about it a little bit here and there.
Couple of weeks.
It's funny because basically all the conspiracies kind of blend into one after a while. So this Planet X thing, it's kind of does have elements of other things we've talked about in previous episodes as well, which is really cool. Yeah. So. Yeah,
it certainly does that.
But before we get into that, have you had any? What have you been up to this week? You've a bit of a cough there. You've not been feeling too well, have you?
Playing sick this week.
Just plain sick, or a bit man flu, or
I think it's man flu.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah. He's made it into the studio, so he can't be that bad. Bit of sniffles. I was like that.
The other day I was in pain. Oh shit, man.
I was like that a couple of weeks ago.
Beating me with baseball bats or some shit. Like, what the fuck?
Oh well, I'm glad you made it in with us today.
Yeah.
We did actually have Paul in as well, but he couldn't make it, unfortunately. So
sadly here.
Yeah, he's actually got quite a lot of knowledge on tonight's topic.
Well,
as well,
the
earlier stuff, the ancient aliens.
I was hoping they'd give him a
good scene to.
Yeah, a good scene to
on the old audio waves.
See what knowledge he knows to against mine, and see what would turn up.
Well, maybe another show. Hopefully you'll get down for one at some point.
Well, with no doubt, with the big boy being around, Planet X.
Oh yeah.
Like the story will come up again. We'll probably do.
If you believe the hype, then potentially we could be doing another one when we're all going. We told you. It's there. It's in the sky. Oh my God! Run for the hills. You can't. There's nowhere to run. Run for the bunkers.
No, definitely no hype. Not with the amount of knowledge that's going to come through tonight. It can't be.
The knowledge, the well of knowledge is overflowing tonight. Your cup will be overflowing, sir.
Oh, the amount of work that I've put into this. And I already know a lot of stuff in it.
I'll admit, right, I didn't know anything really about this. I've heard people going on about it. Planet X, Nibiru. I couldn't even say it properly up until recently. I was calling it Nibiru.
I need to call it Nibiru.
Nibiru.
They spell it in different ways, and actually it's got several different names which we'll come to.
Being the Planet X, we're X gonna give it to you tonight, and so I've got a bit of SpaceX news to kick off with the show. Yeah. So the news we gather from all over the internet, and this is come from the SpaceX site. Basically, the launch of the Falcon 9 rocket. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. That's the one that lands on its own feet back down.
It's supposed to, So it launched in December 2017.
Yeah.
And if you're in the area of California tomorrow, I think Sunday the 7th of October.
Oh right.
And you hear a loud rumble and a big Calamity Jane bang. And even see lights in the sky.
Yeah.
It's the return of the Falcon 9. It sounds like a Thunderbird, doesn't it?
It does.
Thunderbirds. Falcon 9. Prepare Falcon 9 for takeoff.
Yeah, someone with a piece of strings just bringing it up and then letting it back down.
Well, it's quite cool. Like you say, it's supposed to land back on its on its platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how all that goes. I mean, like I say, it took off in December.
Yeah.
It's done. What has it done? It's gone far out into the reaches of space, hasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. It's I think that basically they're doing more tests too, because don't forget Elon Musk wants to get people on Mars within a couple of years.
Yeah,
but he's actually they're actually talking about planning on a base on the moon before they actually get to Mars, to have all the setup and everyone ready, quarantine and all that kind of.
There's already bases on the moon. There's like,
well, all right then, a base that the public know about.
What, like a visitor centre?
Well, actually, NASA the other week turned around and said that they want one actually going around the orbit of the moon.
What do you reckon, Mikey? Do you reckon these bases?
I don't know. I've always said, if we've got technology, why don't we do it?
Yeah, well it's the idea that we've not been back in the last 50 years makes me think that...
They've found something they shouldn't,
they've rather just gone, we don't go anymore, but really they're doing all sorts, do you know what I mean?
There,
yeah, but if you watch some of the NASA stuff on it, there is some good explanations of it. I mean, it's like on the moon, if you go on the moon, the reason they're saying they can't go back to the moon is one, because of the money. Right, two.
Yeah, because they've run out of money at the moment, haven't they?
Yeah, they're too much spending it on like digging underground.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, did you know about going on about Elon Musk? You know he's in trouble for fraud.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we've been covering it recently. Elon Musk has been a very naughty boy recently.
20 million he had to pay, and he had to stand down from being the CEO, but he could still be like second in command.
Well, no, he's still controlling in terms of like he's got the percentage. He's got the 51% of the share margin. So he still owns it. He's just not the head of the table. Well, that's
what he was supposed to have done. He should do that. Now.
If he wants to kind of say, right, I'm pulling the strings. I want to do this. I want to do that. Then he buys a company. It's easy to do with what he wants.
He's been twittering to him, like talking.
Has he?
Yeah, he's just been. I don't know all the messages, but he's just been tweeting him like, "You should do this, blah blah. You should do that." Stuff like that. It's like, what the hell, man? You're just starting a fight because you want to. But then again, when he was in charge of Tesla and SpaceX, he put a woman in charge of SpaceX, and she's the one that's really like done SpaceX.
She's been pushing it.
Yeah, she has.
And there do seem to be a lot more positive sort of like projects coming out, and this is.
And he's had bigger issues before, and he's come out of it with squeaky clean, like. Yeah. So I think he's just a man that likes to. He's in a way. Yeah, he does. He's a bit of a trumper.
Oh, no,
in my way, I think he's
a dabbler.
Because he's actually, he's going and doing stuff. He's not just sitting around going, "I talk about this." I'm actually going out and doing it. You know what I mean? He's basically what NASA should be.
He's probably got.
Let's just say it that way.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can see. I've got a story coming up actually, but which kind of like links SpaceX and NASA.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in a minute. I mean, have you got any news stories this week?
We've found a couple of. Well, we've found an exo moon. Apparently.
An exo moon.
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
Keeping the X's coming.
Yeah, definitely.
I think my ex-girlfriend's going to knock on in a minute, actually, yeah, so hopefully not.
Right, alright. Well, basically, they've spotted a moon outside our solar system. It's the first exo moon outside our solar system that they've ever found. It's like 8,000 light years away, which is a bit of a distance.
Yeah, it's actually, isn't it?
Just a little bit.
I mean, like in terms of being is it still considered in our solar system, or is it just something outside?
No, it's out. It's just outside. It's in the Kuiper belt, which is the edge of our system.
Right, so
it's
just
kind
outside.
Of like it's in with the rocks. And
when you say a Kuiper belt, I was about to say, for anyone who doesn't know, is that kind of like a meteor star?
Yeah, it's full of the oldest rocks in
near
our solar system, and that where everything isn't formed how it should be yet. But that's where all of them are coming in, hitting us and stuff like that.
Fairy dudes, man.
Stuff like that. But yeah, they found it by using Kepler and Hubble. using the combination of them together.
So what's the difference between like our moon, like a regular moon, and an exomoon, do you think?
Well, an exomoon is a moon that is outside our solar system, basically.
Alright, does it orbit a planet at all, or is it just a free-forming, sort of free-floating thing?
Yeah, they reckon that the planet near it is like fucking...
Is it in a kind of a
gas planet?
Oh right, so it's not like a planet that they might think life could be on it or anything. Like that.
There's possibility.
Well, there is always that possibility.
Yeah, there is always that possibility.
A methane monster.
Yeah.
Or a little bacteria.
But it's way far out from its own planet, basically. But so it's only just like catching. So that planet must be massive,
right?
To be honest, to actually get the gravity to pull it towards it. And then we went and found a couple of days earlier than that, we found a planet called Goblin.
Called Goblin?
Goblin.
Really? Yeah. Who names it?
Yeah, NASA.
Well, why have they called it Goblin?
I mean, because he's green.
It's a
green and gassy.
Right, okay, so what did it suspect it's made of? Because we were covering one the other day, which was a skull-shaped asteroid.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know like the human psyche and the human brain always like finds faces in things.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no sort of characteristics of like pointy ears, a big nose.
No, nothing like that.
Why did you call it the Hulk? I'd have called it the Hulk.
I think it's because you're
it's green and gassy.
It's coming up to Halloween. You know what I mean? So they're bringing over you know, it's like Christmas. They're already starting to talk about Christmas. You know what I mean? It's like, hold on, mate. It's there's quite a few months left. Don't get you're too early.
Well, I'm gonna have to have a Google of that because I'd like to see the Goblin.
They've got
that's
pictures.
the first I've heard about it.
But they reckon what it looks like anyway.
Fair enough. So who's seen that? Is that Kepler again?
No, that's NASA.
All right.
Yeah, NASA spotted it. Spotted it a couple of days just before they found the exomoon. But yeah, it's quite a bit of a distance, so it's no bother to us. But at the time they were looking for brown dwarfs.
Oh right,
yeah.
Well, again, what we've it comes down to brown dwarfs come up in the main topic quite a lot as well in terms of like a brown dwarf is it a dying star?
Well, yeah, basically it depends on the star's what it's got left in the energy of like the carbon and stuff like that, and then you've got like a choice of I think it's about 4 things. You've got a black hole,
right?
You've got a white star, which is a white dwarf, sorry, which is like basically it's a light bulb. You've got a red dwarf, which is
one of my favourite shows.
Yeah,
is what that is.
I was watching that the other day.
Ow!
Which is red, but it's got so much so much pull and so much more energy than what the sun's already got.
Yeah.
And then you've got a brown one, but a brown dwarf's sort of like a black dwarf because it's hard to find.
Yeah, well, they don't emit any light, do they? Well, that's what they were saying. I think there was some theoretical, something in like the New York Times or something that's saying that they speculated that there was a brown dwarf just outside our solar system, but they couldn't really tell because it doesn't emit any light.
Yeah,
but again,
it's difficult to find.
Comes up quite prominently in tonight's Planet X topic.
Definitely.
So I've got a bit of news here for you.
Oh, go for it.
Have you heard about this? Right, you've heard about these cyber attacks that have been going on?
Yeah.
We've basically just accused Russia of some cyber bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, then the Netherlands expelled 4 Russian agents, says the Dutch defence minister, after the UK accused the Kremlin of cyber attacks. The Dutch attack happened in April of this year.
Oh, right.
And it was against the Organisation for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons that was targeted, which is an OPCW, right? The Russians have been called to cease on cyber activities.
Right.
Which,
obviously they've turned around and gone, yeah, we take out all these laws.
Well, they're basically saying it aims to undermine Western democracies, doesn't it? Right.
They've been doing it for years.
Yeah, and they have been doing it for years, and they've done loads of stuff like sports, transport, murder, people put in suitcases and zipped up. Also, they were kind of suspected of being kind of involved in the 2016 US election,
there was a part of it, definitely with the Democrats and that.
So there's all these cyber sort of things going on.
Yeah.
So on Thursday, Russia rejected the British's accusations that its spies were behind the global cyber attacks. And
like the ones you didn't know, and now they ended up. There's actually pictures of them being officers in your army.
Oh, that was so brilliant! Did you see that video where there was like the guys from the Novichok thing?
No, I've not seen it yet.
Well, they were like, yes, we've been to your. We came to your country to see the cathedrals. We like the cathedrals very much. It's very nice. And we kind of looked at them and we noticed the spires and all of the things. And it's the cathedral itself the spire itself is on 25 meters tall and boasts a very impressive gargoyle on the top. I went a bit Scottish then actually. Right. Anyway, yeah. So sorry, I went on a tangent, but. They were very kind of like they just read the Wikipedia page so like to kind of say that our spies weren't involved is quite funny.
They're doing it so blatant.
What they're saying is it comes down to a disinformation campaign designed by the UK government to damage Russian interests, according to TASS, which is a news agency in Russia. So.
It's the Russians again, you know what I mean?
They're blaming us for trying to make them look bad.
They're trying to, so they're doing all this shit. Like, they're always up to something, aren't they?
Look,
it's like every time I see Putin recently, he's cuddling a puppy or something like that,
Struggling a horse.
It's like, is he trying to get this, how is he trying to put across this Russian relations?
We don't want to do it in spare time. Like.
Oh no, he went fishing.
I've got my Russian
mug in there or something. You know what I mean? Got my fish.
So it's like I think in terms of like damaging Russian relations, they're doing a pretty good job on their own, aren't they? Really?
Definitely. Let's get this right, people. Let's get this right. Right. Since we all joined the fucking UN. And people started like little fights. Now, if Iraq decided to do that, we would have fucking marched in there.
Like, of course we would have, Well, no, it's because Russia's got quite a lot of armour.
Yeah, they've got like nuclear weapons,
It's like we keep going.
They've got...
Oh, should we go for it? Should we go for it?
Yeah, but we can do more than what we've been doing.
We'll leave it for a bit. We'll leave it for a bit. Let's get right.
The Russians have like a submarine that's undetectable.
The Russian... Mate, have you seen the Russian super tank?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's stupidly big, right? Do you know, like we've got one of them guns that can fire like, a tank missile right across the country from a boat, right? Yeah. They've got mobile ones.
They've got a rocket there that's a missile that's that fast. There's nothing they've got that can shoot it down.
Since they've been growing their arms. We've been decreasing our arms.
Yeah,
we've been losing our wit all the way.
Basically.
So the way I see it at the minute is we're pussies. We're being pussy whipped at the minute. He's poking us. And we haven't bit back enough for him to go. Hold on, all right.
In a period where our military's kind of like in reform, if you like, because all our navies in dockyards being
ex-KGB, isn't it? Really.
So all our sort of like navies being kind of revamped and stuff like that. A lot of our military might's been kind of.
They have got some.
But that's the thing, though. It's not a case of the might, because you might not have a very big military and still win a war because you've got allies. So it's like we do have allies in England. I'm not even saying that it's going to come to that.
No.
That we need to call on allies because we've got a threat.
Well, we're already in the.
But it's getting to the point where we're back in a Cold War situation where we're poking and prodding each other to a point where one of us is going to retaliate.
Yeah.
Now
we're not retaliating. But we're both. They're going to carry on until they push it too far. How far does it have to go? There's already a woman been murdered.
It's the countries with with more to lose that are poking, right? It's like you've got to think about this, right? It's like all these countries are the ones with the most nuclear capacities. Yeah. Right.
It is an issue, but we can go around it in different ways.
It's not even just nuclear anymore. It's like you say, it's chemical, it's cyber, it's EMP, it's all that stuff.
I've got some update on the Russians as well.
Go on.
You know the NASA.
I quite like
the Russian pod that was actually that someone made put a hole in it.
Oh yeah,
the sabotage.
Yeah, because he wanted
now.
Right, okay.
It's a sabotage by Russians.
Just to reiterate on this story, right? A couple of weeks ago, we did a story on like skiving Russians on the ISS.
26,
basically, the hole was punctured in one of the parts on the ISS,
Soyuz,
and it looked like it had been done by one of the crew. So it's official. Like
I've seen that they've said NASA's stated that that's their conclusion that it was sabotaged.
Right.
So the nearest one they're going for is obviously the Russians.
Well,
in a minute, Russians don't have to.
Well, again, I mean, they don't.
Well, we just fucking killed someone. We're getting away with murder, literally now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a case of.
Yeah, no,
you know what?
Thing we can do.
Yeah,
but the Russians have had a hard
we've had an hard time.
I've looked into the Russian history and they have had a hard life, but.
The thing with us though, the I can do what I want and you can't do shit back to me.
Yeah, basically, that's like it's bullying, just nudging you, going like, "Hey, I'm going to hit you in your chops. What are you going to fucking do about it?" You know what I mean? And we're going,
it's got some bully
vibes. I'll tell you in, and they're like, they give you a letter.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Right, well, we've got a bit more SpaceX news. X. Right.
That's it. Cross your arms, lads.
Everyone crosses their arms when we do that. SpaceX first mission. First mission with NASA astronauts set in 2019.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, joint effort between NASA and SpaceX. The mission will right. The mission will be to the ISS and expected for launch in June 2019. This will be the first manned US launch since 2011.
Yeah. And, you know why this has come up, don't you?
No, go for it.
Because of all the shit with Russia. How do you think we get our shit up there?
Oh, this is it. The Russians have been up there all. They've basically been up there all the time, and we've been relying on them to take us up. But like they say, the first SpaceX rocket. To be able to take US astronauts up.
See what I mean? SpaceX has moved a lot faster than fucking NASA would have. It would take another 2 years.
Oh well, this is it. I mean, what was it? They've basically been like reports of NASA buying stuff on eBay to update their software, the hardware more than because like all the stuff they're rolling on is old school.
Yeah, because all the money's going somewhere else.
Oh yeah, the money is. The money's definitely going somewhere
50
else.
50 grand for a fucking toilet roll or something.
Oh yeah,
you know
and the rest.
The stupid amounts of money on stupid
They're buying fucking 100 quid computers.
Well, they say that this the mission's been delayed several times already, but the engineering team at NASA/SpaceX have said that they're working hard to get everything ready for launch. So
good. I like it. I was to carry on going further into space, going further under the water, further into what the planet is.
Well, it feels like we're starting again, doesn't it? Really, like in terms of space
we're back
travel.
In the 1960s, man.
I think the line. I think we're already up there.
Oh, of course.
And we've already got ships that can travel through.
Well, it's funny, isn't it? Because they've launched like competitions to get other companies and other businesses interested in like trying to get out there. Yeah. So this is where SpaceX has come from because there was a prize for the first to land on the moon.
20 million to
the first independent company
to take something up. Yeah.
So well, good luck to him if it gets us out there a bit further. And I'm pretty sure you're going to hear a bit more about this considering. So June 2019, that's expected for launch. So
beautiful. Can't wait. Can't wait. Bring it forward.
So other news, we've got entertainment news.
Entertainment, yeah, bring us some entertainment. We need some.
Entertainment. It's the entertainment news. So, yeah. In entertainment news, it's just a load of shows that are starting back up.
Alright, sweet.
There's a couple that I watched. Well, there's one new one that I really like that I watched the pilot episode for.
Okay.
And it was quality. It's called Kidding. And it's Kidding, and it's on Showtime, which is one of those apps that you can get.
Oh yeah,
like Netflix.
Yeah.
So Kidding is basically starring Jim Carrey. Right?
Oh right. About time he did a bit.
I know, yeah. Well, you never see him doing TV, do you?
Yeah, so that's because he was doing all the weird shit, wasn't he?
Well, this is really good, right? I watched the pilot episode. If you want to watch the pilot episode, if you kind of get into it, it's available on YouTube. Yeah. Right. It's called Kidding. He plays like a. I don't know what the equivalent would be, but he's like a children's presenter. But like, so sort of like a Jim Henson. He's got puppets in his show and stuff like that. But besides that, he's kind of like a dark guy, right? There's tragedy in his story, and you kind of see into that. And do you know what? It's one of those rare occasions where you see Jim Carrey actually acting. So it's well worth watching.
I think it is.
And like I say, check it out on YouTube. It's called Kidding, starring Jim Carrey. Check it out.
Yeah. Check it out,
obviously, we've got the two main ones, which is starting this weekend again. We've got Doctor Who, which is now Lady Who.
Yeah.
Which woods Doctor Who?
You know what? No, I'm not going to look forward.
I'm going to watch it.
I'm probably going to watch it when.
I actually thought it was on tonight, and then I went. I kind of expected it to be on, and they've moved it to Sundays. So like, I expect that if you were kind of wondering where it is,
on a Saturday.
It was. It's on tomorrow, which is Sunday the 7th, at 6:45.
6:45.
Yeah, on BBC One. So yeah, check that out. Also, like I say, Walking Dead's back. So we'll find out what the fuck happened there. You never watched it? No. I'm a bit of a zombie fan, so Walking Dead was really appealing to me.
Oh, you got
collected the comics. I've still got the comics. Yeah. I was well into Walking Dead before the TV show, so I kind of follow it really good. So kind of interested to see where they're going to go with it this season.
How did that all start then in that show?
In that show?
Yeah.
Did you ever see like 28 Days Later?
Yeah.
Where he kind of
wakes up? So it's just it was a disease dropped.
Well, yeah, it's sort of like a disease, but everyone's got it. Even if you're alive, you've still got the disease, so and it only manifests when you die, right?
Right, so whoever dies it's basically a zombie again. Yeah, so you might as well, when they die,
I can bite you and infect
their head off.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's the main way. But they live in a universe where
Whoa. What? So it's not even in our universe?
Well, no, they live in a world where those zombie culture doesn't exist. So, to them, they don't know what a zombie is. They've never seen a zombie movie.
Oh, right. So it's like it's the first time anyone's even spoke about this.
So for somebody so how it starts is Rick, who's your main protagonist, right? Wakes up. There's a bit at the beginning, but like he gets shot in a shootout. He's a sheriff.
Okay.
And he wakes up after being in a coma for 8 months.
Right.
And the world's gone to shit.
Yeah. So now he's got to calculate and work out.
Well, he doesn't know what the fuck's gone on.
He goes home, doesn't he?
He wants to find his wife and kids. Do you know what I mean? So he goes home, and it's all kind of like, what world's gone to hell. Right. And then the aim for season 1 is
the body's all around though.
Yeah.
Right. So it recently happened.
Yeah. So this is at a height of a zombie epidemic. Do you know what I mean? It's well worth a watch. If you've not seen it, I think Taylor's going to have to start it. I think he'll enjoy it.
You know what? To be honest, I've stopped watching new series.
Well, yeah.
Unless it really grips me, then I really stopped.
I've got to admit, mate, Walking Dead is one of those shows that gripped me. I was off my seat, I was jumping up in the air going, get him, oh my God, don't eat him.
I've seen people when they're watching it, I've sat there and watched it and then just gone, just chop his fucking head off. Walk away, chop his head off.
Did you?
Why? It's like a horror story. Why you're walking down there on your own when you got fucking.
Did you look into that program I told you about?
Which one?
The ex-astronaut that's now finding Christopher Columbus's bulbs. He found them from space.
No,
we were talking about that.
You should give that a watch. It's bloody good. Russell.
Was that Cooper's Treasure?
Yeah, Cooper's Treasure.
On
Wednesday night at 9 p.m.
Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Get on Cooper's Treasure.
Yeah, go for it.
Last. Oh wait, I've got two more entertainment-y, newsy type bits of info.
Go for it.
A Boba Fett, Jango Fett / Bounty Hunter show is going to be coming to Disney Star Wars universe.
I'm watching that.
Oh my god, it's going to be called The Mandalorians, and it's going to be following a Mandalorian bounty hunter, I suppose.
What's it on?
It's going to be on the Disney app, right? Which is it's going to be like.
Well, that I am watching.
This is the thing. Everybody on Netflix, right, buzzes because they've got all that stuff, right? Exclusive stuff, right? You do get some great stuff on Netflix. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Right, but there's soon it's going to be. You know what? So everyone's going to be going. Do you know what? Wouldn't Sky be a really good idea where you could get all your shows in one place? Because everybody's got these apps now. It's like I've got to get the Amazon Prime app and the Netflix app and soon the Disney app, because all those shows like your Disney shows or your Marvels, your Star Wars that are on Netflix will be going straight to the Disney app, and you'll only be able to get them there, right?
Think of it this
Disney
way.
have just bought Fox, which means all that IP that they've just bought, like Family Guy and Simpsons and all your Fox shows, are going to be on the Disney app. Right?
Yeah, but think of it
and
this
how much
way.
money have Disney got to invest in new material? Netflix thinks they've got the money truck.
Yeah, but
Disney have got a bigger
not everyone's going to say it. Now, all the ones who used to be fans of theirs, who will not buy it because of whatever reasons they have, they will go off somewhere else.
Well, yeah, but it's good for the kids though as well, isn't it? Because you've got that library of Disney films. Oh, you don't have to go and buy a Disney film anymore. Frozen's at your fingertips.
Why not?
Well, because you got the Disney app.
Well, but you're giving
We're not
something
shills.
away for that Disney
I'm
app.
not getting sponsored. I wish I was being sponsored by the Disney app.
Yeah, but you'll be getting something. They're taking something off you for you to have that. Either your cash.
Yeah, of course.
Your cash
There'll be
and
a
data.
subscription. Of course. So Disney own all the money. They have all the data.
Which opens you up again, yet another place which someone can hack into Disney and then hack into your shit.
Do you really think you could hack into Disney?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I reckon Disney have got the tightest security in the world.
If GCHQ could be acting,
Mickey Mouse has got the keys.
CIA, NSA, if they all could be acting,
Mickey Mouse will get
they'd have to have a brand new virus detector every single hour of every
Mickey
single
Mouse
day.
will develop a new virus to get you.
This is what I mean about the internet. It's so unsecure that it's unfucking real. You know what I mean? Well, that's all they'd need to do. And there's thousands gone.
Yeah.
You know you're disappearing in a week's time,
he's got. Do you know what?
I ain't paying for no fucking.
He's got a very what's the word? Like a very critical mind where it's like even Disney can't be trusted.
You've got to think. Whatever you're doing,
the mouse, kids.
Someone else is going to get out of you.
How can you not trust Disney?
How can I not trust Disney?
They are.
You've got a connection to paedophilia as well.
They probably are evil, but they do entertain me.
You've got a connection to paedophilia as well.
Well, you
would like fucking BBC.
I'm torn on the Disney one because they give me Marvel movies. I'm disappointed with Star Wars and how that's gone, but you can't have everything.
No.
Like,
well, I've got to make this clear on the paedophilia thing. There's been certain questions about it.
I keep falling asleep watching it, so I can't comment. I've got one last piece of entertainment news before we move on to the old X. Planet X topic, which is another X story.
Right. You're late then, weren't you?
Everyone's late, no one's timed. Which is X-Men, the Dark Phoenix, which is the last of the Marvel Fox movies. This will be the last movie that Fox will put its name to in terms of X-Men or Deadpool or any of those characters because they don't own it anymore. Disney own it.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
now it's going.
So it'll now when you see an X-Men film after this, it'll all be Marvel Productions, not Fox, in association with Marvel. The trailer's been released, and do you know what? It don't look too bad, which is kind of weird because I prefer the older X-Men movies to the new ones with the new class. With what is her name? Jennifer Thingy as Mystique. her from the Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, Jennifer
Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence, wit woo, like a bit of Lawrence. So yeah, she's going to reprise the role as Mystique for this last instalment for the Fox Marvel franchise.
What about all the rest of the cast?
Oh yeah, all the rest of the cast. I'm gonna make an assumption that we're gonna get some cameos from other characters because obviously Logan's still. Logan's not died yet. It's still in the 1990s. He could make an appearance in terms of Wolverine.
Has he died yet?
No.
He killed him off in the last one.
Who's that?
In Logan, Sabretooth.
Sabretooth, yeah. They all can make a cameo and return in this one being the last Fox one. So I don't know if they're going to just kind of... It has got that somber element, that somber feeling. And I think it's... the song that they play in the background on the trailer is "The End" by The Doors.
I think this might be a bad move for Marvel themselves, to be honest.
Yeah,
I do think it's a bad move.
No, is it, Ek?
No, I do.
Nah, I don't believe that. If it means that we're going to get, like, you can have the Fantastic Four now and the Silver Surfer.
They're doing that,
and all those other characters.
Exactly, so they're still doing that anyway.
No, they couldn't do that because they were owned by it. They'd sold the IP, so they couldn't do it. So anyway, that's the end of the entertainment news. And we're pretty much ready to go with the Planet X. The Planet X mystery topic. What is it? Conspiracy?
No.
What would you call it? Fact.
Right.
We're calling it fact.
I say it's fact, and the reason why I say it's fact is because of all the evidence around it. Right.
And
where to start?
I'm saying I believe some of it and some of it I don't believe.
Alright, let me ask you a few questions then. Let's see where you think they come from. Right. When do you think they was first looking for the planet so-called Nibiru?
Well, I'm assuming that, like, you know, astronomers have always been looking up at the stars, so they would have been trying to see planets. They would have always been looking for planets.
Yeah.
And that's how we arrived at 9.
For a particular area of the sky where things ain't just right.
Yeah, but the thing is about that is you need, in my opinion, you need like a structured solar system to realise something wasn't going on right with it. Do you know what I mean? You couldn't
the theories
say
that
I'd only discovered five out of the 9 planets, and some of them are bigger than others. So, like, you know, I can't judge distance and stuff like that as well as I might like.
Well,
to, right? You wouldn't necessarily. You mean you could theorise that there could be a planet there? Yeah. And I think a lot of this comes down to theorisation because they look at the way other planets are behaving and go, well, that wouldn't happen unless something else was interacting with it or like making it move. Or like, you know, interfering with its gravitational pull, and
this is the areas where
making it wobble or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Well, basically, what do you reckon?
I think some of the information they're giving is true. I mean, they do exist, but a lot of the information they're falsifying it.
Yeah.
And it's like at some point, someone's looked at the sky hoping to find something. And they may have discovered something by I don't think it was found purposely though. I think it was an accident.
Right. All right then.
Well,
I'll give you the gist down on it. Right.
Go on. So give us a history.
The history on it. Right. I'm not going too far because it was mentioned somewhere way. No, we want you to go way far.
I want to go right to the beginning.
But I'm on about like this like civilization.
You mentioned the Anunnakis. I want to get on.
The Anunnakis were the ones who first, because they were the first ones to do scriptures, first ones to actually do writing.
Right. So the Anunnaki, are they the angels, the fallen angels, like who came down, the renegade angels that come to Earth or something like that? That's what I know of the Anunnaki.
Right. Well, basically, 1849.
Right.
A archaeologist team went out, had a look around a place called Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
Right, and they come across 2 stones. Now these 2 stones.
Stoners. They came across two stoners.
No, they were still there going, "Oi, give us a piece back."
Going, yeah, mate. Yeah. You seen these 2 stones? Just check these 2 stones out, mate. They're fucking weird, mate. I'd have a look at these.
Been crunching on this for weeks.
Go on.
Right, and basically it was a new form of writing. It was a cubic form of writing, it's called.
Right, okay.
Which is basically like, get a piece of, I don't know, wood, and then you'll make look like a cube, and then you just do like a shape in it, kind of thing.
Alright, okay.
Right? But they couldn't read it.
I was doing that earlier.
Yeah, alright. Wonder what you want to
Well, I've got all this graph paper, I was drawing cubes.
Yes.
Sorry. May have got in there somehow in my conspiracy noodle. So
well, it was NASA.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
It was NASA, you were right.
Yeah.
So basically, they found these stones. They didn't exactly know what was written on it until later on.
So was it some sort of cipher, or was it some sort of like a new language that they've just never seen?
They basically needed one, but they found one.
Right. Okay.
They found one years later. They found.
So they have been able to kind of translate what's written on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, the later on they found 2,000 of them.
What, they found 2,000 of these blocks?
Yeah, 2,000 of them.
That's thingy though, because that's like Scrabble. You know, you get all these blocks. How do you know what order they go in?
Yeah,
it's like, you know, you've got all this jumbled up, mixed up.
Yes, they've got to try and calculate out.
Oh my god, that's a nightmare.
How do you decipher all that shit?
Exactly, and
you've
then
got to put it
it's
against
like
other languages, basically.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like if I translate, "Hi, my name's Gaz. I like doing a podcast." And translate it into Chinese, and then translate that from Chinese into German, and then translate that from German back into English. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be some.
It's all about the form.
I like chicken
like
noodles with spring peas.
It's all about the form first. You need to work out the form first before you can. So you need basically the alphabet.
Yeah.
You need to learn. You need to know that alphabet.
So like a Rosetta Stone type thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, basically. And then they found 14 stones. But these 14 stones were like well, actually, I would say the first and only Bible, to be honest, from what was actually said within it. You don't reckon?
Sorry, bro.
Right? No. Yeah, you can say all this.
Do you know it sounds dum 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 dum?
A guy actually found a stone. He found a little stone that actually could break it down. So now you can read it. Now, this is the way the story goes, right? They are exactly the religions all around the world.
Right, okay.
Yeah, right. Especially Christianity. It's exactly...
They're always in the thick of it, aren't they?
Written the same way.
Right, okay.
The same stories that you'd see in the Bible are written here. Now these lived 12,000 years.
Yeah, I did see something like I've seen this in the past. I think it was in like the Zeitgeist or something. It was like about the story of Jesus and how that story was in the stars.
Yeah,
and
2,000 years old.
And it was like I don't know all the exact things about it, but it was like basically saying that the sun was Jesus.
Yeah.
The kings were 3 other stars on a constellation like the Orion's belt or something.
Basically,
something like that. And
the sun actually meant
the story of Jesus is a lot older than Jesus himself, and that this man didn't exist. It was just a mistranslation of a story.
Yeah, and you've only out of, I think you'd have to. I wouldn't argue the toss on this. I think there's like 13 scriptures or something, and we've only got about 2 or 3 in the Bible. The rest of it, like, is not in it. It's absolutely not. Now, that question straight away for
there's the missing years
why,
as well, isn't there? So
and they put in there.
It's
all there.
It's fairy tale, isn't it?
It's
all fairy tale.
Well,
that's the Bible. Isn't like stories of like. There was a guy. There was not a guy following Jesus around, going, "Let me just document your comings and goings," or a diary where he's going, "Dear diary, today." I turned 12. I fed everybody with 2 loaves and fucking 3 fishes.
Oh yeah,
everyone was well chuffed.
People just added on that on top.
Like the dude. This reminds me of the dude from the Mormon religion that could only could only translate this.
Yeah, he could hear.
And every time he was asked to translate it, the same, he did it differently because he said, I've read from another tablet.
That's why. That's that thing where it was. That's why I said dum da dum 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 before, because it's out of South Park, and it was like that was what reminded me of.
This story is kind of like that to me.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
Well, no, because again, this is before. This is in the sort of like days where, you know, it was all scripture, and there was not very many people. There was not very many people who were intelligent enough to write. Never mind, carve stuff into rocks and do all this. So anything from that sort of area does kind of it's like we can write anything we want nowadays, because like we've all got the capacity to, right? We can write stuff on the internet, write in our diaries, whatever.
Learn how to do
because we've been taught how to do it. Yeah. So it's like now, but then it was like not very many people could do it. So you know, we've got to kind of take note of what it says, because obviously it could be like have historical value.
Well, yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, like in the area, basically in today's now Iraq, was a place called Samaria, where Sumerians lived, and they were the first culture we know of that had the first city, had the first plumbing, the first toilets. You had the law, the wheel, fire.
So they were quite an advanced civilization then, yeah.
So now in these 14 stones that they found, which are really important, these 14 stones. I think they're called the King's Stones, basically. In these stones, it basically states that there's another small solar system. Our sun has another sun, right? 82% of the planets that the stars that we've seen, they're binary.
It's funny you should mention this, because I saw an article when I was looking into this about the two suns.
Oh yeah.
Now a lot of first off, I saw this interview where this guy had turned around and went, "Oh yeah, you didn't know we had two suns, but that's our two suns, and the government won't tell you stuff about that. But yeah, it's true, we've got two suns, and this is like a leading like astronomer."
Yeah. I mean, today there's like even right now, if you go on the internet, there is.
Oh yeah, it's loads of photos. There's a society, isn't there? Two suns,
and you do get reflections of like cars' windows and water. So there's no way of. Like, you know what I mean? It's
well, there's an article here, right, from the Sun, right, from the sun.co.uk or the newspaper, whichever you prefer.
Yeah.
An article from the Sun newspaper claims that residents back in October 2017 who saw and photographed two suns in the sky were actually seeing an optical illusion caused by storms scooping up sand from the Sahara Desert, giving an illusion of a second sun over Anglesey in North Wales.
Right, well, you got to tell them to go and have a look at the rest of the videos that are out there at the minute.
So what you're saying is that's our second... So what is it? Is the second sun planet X, or is that...
No, right. What's happened is, right, our second sun, right, goes round in a different orbit. Right, if you have a look at how, let's say, put a penny on the table.
Right, so I get what you're saying. So our solar system is in so this other sun has obviously got its own planetary system.
Yeah, because there's planets around it, because it draws and holds them in like they do with like our planets in our solar system. But it's a small one.
Right.
It's a small one. But what happens is the sun comes towards our star and then goes out into an elliptic orbit for 3,600 years, and then comes back in, according to the Sumerians, who were controlled by a people that lived on one of the planets called Niberu.
Right. So can I just stop you there?
Yeah.
So if I'm just getting this right. So say if I had a record, right, spinning on a record player, and that's our universe, our solar system, right, and then I get another record player and stick it on its side, right, and like, you know, they're going to intersect at some point, right. So say all the notes on the records were the planets, it like, you know, it's like it'll take all that time to rotate to get round to us, and that's what you're saying.
It goes out.
But they do intersect, but it's been so many thousands of years before it kind of meets and joins us again.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's how I see it in my head. Sorry.
No.
Just trying to get it.
Are you seeing it?
I'm seeing it similar to gas. Fucking taking a long time to intersect.
Yeah.
Like records, that's what I was thinking when you were saying.
So it's like two discs that are kind of like, because I'm trying to think of it as an orbit, but like it's difficult to explain when you're saying it and you've got no visuals.
Yeah, because it's a lot of mileage. Here then, I'll give you statistics of exactly. This is NASA's one.
All right.
This is NASA's one. I couldn't believe it when I found this out and read it out, which was right. NASA actually sent up a satellite called IRA.
Yeah, right? I remember him when they sent IRA up, yeah.
Now, it was there to observe, to look for actually Planet X. It found it and turned off straight away. Yeah, according to whistleblowers, it turned off straight away. They'd seen it, and there's a few pictures going around. Basically, it's like a winged planet. It's like red with like wings, but that's been known as over the history the telltale sign of Nibiru. Now the sun is called Nemesis. We call the sun Nemesis because it's a destroyer basically, and it sucks the energy from our sun as it goes round.
Yeah. So it kind of
it's a brown
kind
dwarf.
of like pulls plasma and it pulls sort of like thing. But this is the thing, you see, because we were talking about this on a previous episode about how planets in our solar system, our planet as well, we're having crazy storms at the minute. Mars is having a mega dust storm.
That's nothing.
You know,
right?
is that kind of like interference from like this?
Yeah.
Planet, you know what I mean? Even the sun.
Biggest and most powerful thing in our solar system, yeah?
What Nemesis is?
No, our sun.
Our sun, yeah. Right. So how big's Nemesis in comparison to our sun?
Nemesis would be a brown star which would have collapsed into, I reckon...
So do you reckon like a third of the size, 2/3 or bigger?
Smaller.
Yeah. So
I'd say about the 10th.
Oh, right, okay.
I'd say about the 10th, 20.
Yeah, because he collapsed in on himself.
Yeah, so all the energy is now.
Yeah, because the reason why our sun's so big is
the
because
power
it's
of
burning,
the pull.
isn't it?
Yeah, the pull on it is more powerful. That's the thing. Now our sun is tilted 6 degrees. Mars is tilted 6 degrees. Neptune and one of the other planets, I can't remember, Saturn, they're having problems, and that's why we're looking for Planet X. Right. Because they're showing that there's something going on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I read something actually.
Because it's outside the Kuiper Belt. It's in our Kuiper Belt.
It could be there. Do you think if there is a second sun, and if there's not much documented about it, that's probably because by the time it was last seen, we probably didn't have the technology.
Well, here you go. Let me just tell you this bit here, right? Saying about we didn't have the technology. Back in 1988, Dr. John Anderson, he's a researcher, he's senior researcher for NASA.
Yeah.
Says we at NASA have a 90 to 99% confidence that Uranus and Neptune are being disrupted. Yeah. And the prime candidate for this is Planet X.
Yeah.
And that was in 1988.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
and that's a direct quote from a senior researcher at NASA. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got some more quotes. In fact,
that's what I mean.
There was a quote yesterday.
So many thousands of years ago, we wouldn't have been able to identify it.
Yeah, totally.
Oh no.
A couple of thousands of years ago, but it was like even astrologers. I keep saying astrologers. We're not looking at our horoscopes here. No. Astronomers. Theorized planets were there. Like I think Neptune itself was only theorized at being there, and it was actually somebody before computers and before any of this stuff. He plotted exactly where they thought it was going to be, and I can't remember who it is, but it was found exactly where they said it should be.
But do you know they were actually looking for Planet X? All the planets, including Jupiter.
Wait a minute, what were they looking for?
X. That's what they were looking for, and because they've been looking since 1781. They've actually been looking for it.
But like you say, if you go back into the history, it's been known about for a long time.
Yeah, well, between 3500 BC and 1900 BC.
You go back to the Anunnaki and stuff, or what are they? Where do they come into it? Because what I know about the Anunnaki is the fallen angels or renegade angels that came to Earth and bred with humans to create the Nephilim.
No.
Is that not right?
No.
What's the crack there?
Right, the crack is...
Am I wrong? Am I totally wrong there? Because I want to know about giants.
Well, they are giants. We'll get that one right. They were giants. They were massive. But what happened is they'd come over... This is what they're writing in the scripture. This is what the Sumerians have written their scripture and took on. And basically that's followed throughout history, and then... Like now, no one's hearing about it.
Do you think do you know, like this information? You say it's kind of like old information, and it kind of tied into the what's it? Didn't it?
But it's for all over the world.
Calendar. What was it?
The Mayan
calendar. And then there was loads of speculation back in 2012 that because of the Mayan calendar ending there, that it was Planet X and the world was going to end.
Well, this was the problem, because people, if I said to you, the apocalypse comes tomorrow, what will you do?
I'd just say, if it doesn't, I'm bitch slapping you.
I'd find something, I'd get high.
Apocalypse happens every day in a week.
I'd find somebody to love. Anybody.
Because it determines
multiple people.
what you perceive as a
No,
apocalypse.
actually, it's the change of the word. The word apocalypse does not mean destruction or anything like that. It actually means the unrevealing of something.
Ah, really?
So it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It could be the revealing. Oh, Jesus was the truth. Blah blah. Everyone's getting blinged up. Come on, we're going to have a big party.
And at the party, I would apocalypse the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we'd all go, ooh.
Yeah. Let's apocalypse again.
Yeah. Go and then.
It's scaremongering over the years, basically. The government's
scaremongering. They've used it to try and frighten people.
Well, yeah, because if you got frightened, then you've got control.
It's a word that loses. It's like a kind of like symbols and words take on different meanings. Based on the people who use them and the iconography.
It's like when you spell,
so it's like the swastika.
When you spell something
isn't
with a
hate symbol, but it is now.
If you spell it with a capital, it changes the meaning.
Yeah.
Well, like legalese, that's another thing with different words. But basically, the Sumerians got these it's the Bible. It's the Bible according to them. So you'd have to really, if you had a book that you had from 2,000 years ago, and then you had one from 1,000 years ago, which one would you believe more in?
Probably the older one, because it's fresher knowledge. It's like if it was the same information but told differently.
So why do we keep getting a New Testament?
Well, yeah, exactly, which has been revised
again and again.
Totally not the same.
Well, you've given us too much information. You can take it back now.
Well, there's a lot of that about the Mandela effect, where they're saying that the Bible's actually changed, and it says like the lion will lay down with the wolf. Or the wolf will lay down with the lion. Yeah, and it's like, no, there's a pub called The Lion and the Lamb. Why is that called The Lion and the Lamb if it was never The Lion and the Lamb? Residual energy, but that pub's been torn down now, so we'll never know.
See? Right then.
Yeah. I think it was the government who did it. So you know, go on, crack on, because I mean I've got a lot of information here and questions, and not questions as in the sense like, I've been doing a lot of research into this Planet X since you asked and said we want to do a show about it.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to look and take an alternative angle on it in terms of the debunking, the kind of. I'm not trying to debunk it, but I was looking at it from both sides, and do you know what? You bang on, because like what I'd say is it's along the same lines as a flat Earth theory, because. We've never seen Earth from space, so as a globist,
seen it by picture, but that's it.
I can't prove to a flat earther either way, right?
Well, yeah.
And with this, it's the same thing. We're only based this on information that you can find, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when you look at it, it kind of speculation and theoretically, yes, I do agree there could be a planet there, but based on scientific fact. I don't know, but it's like even.
Well, I'll
this
come
is
in
it.
The papers.
No, I'm not going to say it's
Washington,
not. But
the New Yorker.
I've got a story here, right?
1983, man.
In 2017, in November, NASA admitted Planet X is real, right?
Yes.
So, but NASA never a straight answer, mate. Right? The rogue planet, is. On the outskirts of our solar system, NASA say.
Yeah.
And they've confirmed
it's now in
what they call a super Earth is 4 times bigger than Earth and lingers on the outer edges of our solar system. NASA have said there's no chance at all that this Planet 9 could ever hit us. And the fact is NASA have said it's real. But it's the fact that if they're saying it's real, then it's there, it's like there's 8 other planets, or 9 if you want to consider Pluto, right, that are in our solar system that never hit us. Do you know what I mean? Plus moons. They're all in a gravity. Why is this one special that it's going to hit us?
Here we go. Right, here. Check this statistic out. This is the one I wanted to tell you. Right. From NASA, right? This is throughout the years, right? We're going 1983, right? When it was first published in the Washington Post and in the New Yorker.
Oh yeah, totally agree with this one. I've got the Washington Post one here. I was looking at it earlier, and like I say, in 1988, they openly said.
And at the same time, a guy called Snitchin, who was looking into the Sumerian tablets, he wrote 12 books with what they actually said on there, and he states that there's definitely a niberu. Without a standard of a doubt, there's definite because of all the evidence of what's going on like now and that. Right, but NASA statistics say, since all that come out, right, that niberu is alive, and it was there.
It's alive.
There's something there. There's a gas something there.
Yeah.
It's 50 billion miles away. Right. Now,
how far away is it now?
Now, I'll tell you that in a minute.
Because I've seen a lot of people saying it's just past Jupiter recently.
Well, work this one out. Right, 1983, 50 billion. Right, 1992, 7 billion.
So it's getting closer.
7 billion. 2016, question mark.
Well,
miles.
Surely if at that rate of speed, it should have hit us by now.
Now, what? Now, the thing is...
close that first gap quite quickly, if you've asked me. Do you not think, Mikey?
Yeah. It has, but it's not going to be slow because don't forget, the sun is pulling it.
No, that's what I'm saying. It came at us at a
it's coming like
speed,
a rocket, man.
But that's what I'm saying. It should have already hit us by now.
No,
they estimated it was going to be 2012 or 2016. In fact, check this out, right? I've got a list. Since 2003, there's been claims that this Planet X is going to hit us, right? Then it kind of went away for a bit.
Give a date on it.
But I think it might have been the tsunami in China.
That would have been a part of it.
Sparked it all back up again, right? Then obviously there was the Mayan calendar in 2012.
Yeah.
And then from then it just spiraled out of control, really.
Yeah, it was like nearly every fucking year.
And I think we talked about this in terms of like the rise of smartphones, in terms of like conspiracy theories and how popular they became.
Yeah, but not with this amount of evidence.
No, totally. And I'm not suggesting either way at this point.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, these are the facts, right? You've got the Mayan calendar in 2012 where it was predicted that Nibiru was going to hit. Then again in 2014, again in 2016. Then from 2017 we had claims that it was going to hit in September, October and November. And now we're in 2018 and we've got, when is it expected?
Right, well it's expected, basically you can't give a time on it.
Right.
You can't give a time on it. Basically, according to the scriptures, it's 2006.
Right, now obviously they said it comes around in like periods of a few thousand years.
Yeah,
so I mean, to say within a 10-year period, it's imminent, isn't it?
Yeah,
it could hit in the next 15, 20.
The problem is, as soon as it's suspected now to be just past Jupiter. Right. Now, the thing is, it's not the problem of when it gets here. It's the problem on the way here, because on the way here, see, this is more evidence to state that it's here, because Neptune has glowed more than 400%. Venus has. Venus is known to be glows up, but it hasn't glowed us so much.
Yeah, because
and
you
all
can
the other
actually see
planets
Venus in the sky, can't you?
All the planets are tilting as well.
If you don't know about, like, you know, looking up in the sky and stuff, go out, and if you ever see like a purpley glow, that's Venus, isn't it?
Yeah. But you're also talking UV rays. You're talking about rays we can't see, and like people getting pictures of like just a glimpse, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck's that? And then like using, you know, like ways of like you're seeing something like a ghost. You're seeing, you know, there's something there, but you just can't get that.
Well, we were
image.
talking last week on when we were doing the Project Bluebeam Bluebeam episode, where there's even conspiracy theories about people suspecting that they're using that technology to cover it up and mask the sky. And that's why we're seeing like angled clouds and square clouds and all that stuff.
Weird shit,
so
man. That's just fucking.
So like there's kind of like a lot of conspiracies. Now, like I say, they've got that technology. And mate, when I was looking into this, I came up with a name that I was talking about in a previous show as well. Dr. Persinger.
Oh yeah.
Right. And we was talking about how he uses those LMF and EMF frequencies. So extremely low frequencies is what the E stands for, because I could not remember last week.
No.
So it's extremely low frequencies, and then very low frequencies as well. That's the one in the middle. Right. Persinger, mate, I've got to do a whole episode about this guy, because I tell you what, right, in terms of like he did a test on people, and I found this out during the research of this, right, where he can make people believe that they've had an alien encounter.
Okay,
using these frequencies and electromagnetic fields, and it's well weird. I got into that, but sorry, a bit of a side, but I mean, it's like they're saying that they're using this blue beam technology, but I went a bit off tangent there. But using this blue beam technology to cover up our sight of this, because if it's that kind of, if it is that close, then we should be able to see it with telescopes at night. Basically the amateur astronomer should be able to see this. So why are we not getting more reports?
But you can only see it at certain times, right? The best time of having a look in the sky is when the sun's going down and when the sun's coming up.
Right.
And you're best off in the South Pacific.
Right, okay.
So you're best off down at the fucking bottom. Not that's why, like, the South Pole's been, like, fucking taken over, and that's why they built a fucking big-ass telescope in the country.
Yeah, there is a big telescope down there,
they're just finishing it off now, and they've been on it for, like, 20 years. It's like, fucking hell.
Well, so where are we up to, then?
So basically, well, I can give you the story of the actual planet and the people or species on it. It's all written down in these tablets, man.
Oh, right, go for it, man.
Yeah, this
is what I'm saying. I'm interested because I've been doing a research, but that side of it,
that's where I mostly did into it.
You see, I didn't do the research into that side. I did watch a few things, but I wanted to hear it from you.
Yeah, well, that's what you're hearing, son. That's what you're hearing. Right.
So don't skimp on the details, son.
Oh, you're joking, aren't you? There's so much.
Well, like I say, I've got loads. I've got so many questions, and when you're done, we're gonna wax about it, man.
Okay. Well, basically, what supposed to happen, right? So, the Nemesis comes round.
Right. Okay.
So it doesn't destroy us, but it takes. This is what they calculated. It takes 20 years for it to go around the sun, basically. So it's going to be around there for about 20 years. So that's another reason why it's so like slow.
Right. Okay. Right. So wait, does our solar system affect it? Because if you think about it, it's had smooth sailing all the way around its orbit, and now it's getting into an area where there's a lot of big bodies, celestial bodies. Is that not going to affect their gravitational system? Is that not going to affect their sort of?
No, because Nemesis is heavier than our sun.
So what about these?
So it's more powerful than our sun. Right, and it goes round, but our sun.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is Nemesis bigger than us?
No, it's small, But it's got a fucking
because it's a dwarf, isn't it? So
it's
so
got
it
a hell of a
affects
lot
gravity
weight,
a lot differently. So going back to the tablets, and what was we saying there about the?
Well, basically, the planet comes round and they seen some basically people landed giants.
Yeah,
giant
so the giants,
but like with helmets and fucking boots and shit like that on.
Right.
This is the weird shit. So
like spacesuits.
Yeah, but apparently they've been here like millions of years earlier, and used us. That we were like 8 people.
Oh right.
So basically,
so this is that ancient alien theory where we were hybrids with the ancient.
With DNA, the DNA changed us to be slaves basically, to mine gold because they needed gold because and it's a certain gold.
It's probably why we've not really got much.
Well, we haven't. Well, that's another story because if it got out about an FBI investigation at the minute to do with all the big banks, like gold is like there's not enough gold to cover all the shit they've been covering basically.
Well, yeah, I've got some about
all
that too.
The bullshit on it. Yeah,
I've
investigation on it in a minute.
Investigation on it. Yeah. It's just funny enough that I came across this. Do you want me to go into it now? Or
yeah, you can do.
No, well, no, you crack on. Actually, I will talk about it in a minute.
I was up to, mate.
You were up to.
About people that landed.
The people that landed,
right.
yeah.
That's it.
So what did they have a name?
Anunnaki.
So they were the Anunnaki.
Anunnaki.
Right, because again this comes down to mistranslation, because if you're a native to the land, then are you going to be seeing these Anunnaki, right? And they're...
Well, you can't miss them, fucking giants.
That's what I'm saying, but they've come down, and our interpretation of... Now, our culture, now, we don't have angels and fairies and shit like that. We believe in aliens, right? So it's like our kind of myths and shit like that. Like
myths and legends,
It's like what we call gods who... They used to call gods who come down from the sky. What we'd call aliens.
Well, bears were like heavy,
it's like just
heavy men.
It's a different interpretation of what's happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, if I'm a naive person who's never had the information drip fed to me my entire life, then I'd be kind of very I'd shit my pants first off, and I'd be like, "What the fuck are you?" They describe him as somebody who came down from the heavens. And the person they're telling him to would automatically think angel.
Well, Anunnaki.
And that's what they were described as, angels, renegade angels that came down to Earth.
The word Anunnaki actually means those who fall, those who from the heavens come.
Right, there you go then. Yeah, exactly.
So originally they was perceived as aliens.
No,
angels, gods.
Gods, yeah. So there's where the God complex can come into. To bring into religions, the God. Some fuckers just turned up.
It's like it's all based on.
Man.
It's all based on these encounters. And then it's Chinese whispers, like you say. So it's like, and this is the thing. It's like I have a thing. Yeah, right. I tell a story, and I tell you that story, but it happened to me 2 years ago. But I tell you that story, and you think it happened to me yesterday because of the way I told it to you. Do you know what I mean? You'll never guess what happened to me. And then I tell you the story, and then you go off and go, you never guess what happened to Gaz yesterday. And then all of a sudden it's slightly changed, and then it's like, these differences.
Well, that's like an accident in the police report.
Of course you do.
That's like an accident in the police report, and the accident at that time, and then have the report afterwards, give them an interview, and there's so many differences that you just didn't realise because the shock factor comes in.
It was
when you're blinded at certain aspects.
I had a fight last Friday night. There was 19 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When in reality there was one, and
you got your ass kicked and put
Oh, bitch, I want my rent.
So these Anunnaki, they've arrived, and the locals have been like angel people.
No, because the locals are like monkeys.
Well, yeah,
locals have gone, holy shit, what the fuck are you?
They brought Jingers along.
Jenga?
No,
I love the game.
Jingers. They're like little aliens. So they brought another species along to use as slaves.
So it was like, I'm like, hey guys, we've got these. This is what we're growing down
Right,
in.
it's just like I don't know, the army turning up in somewhere. And going, right, we're taking this over. Yeah, right. Go and dig for mine. Go and dig a mine. And so
kind of makes me think of a film. What was that film called? Where I can't remember. It was a British film, sci-fi, where he was kind of like they were being used as miners, and they said that it was like on your 30th birthday you could go up, try and go up to the surface and escape, or you could, like, die.
No.
Oh, what was it?
I don't know.
If you know, just put it in the comments, because I can't remember. I'll remember it after the podcast.
You will. You can put it in extra.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'll put it in the
extra. If you get the answer.
If we can get the answer, if you can guess what it is, I'll give you the answer in extra. Yeah. There you go. So there's something to listen to. Yeah. Listen for. Yeah. So, the Anunnaki.
Yeah. So basically, those from the heavens come.
Right.
Were genetically fucking about with us.
When you say genetically fucking about with us, was they doing tests, or were they doing like sexy time?
Fucking about.
They were having sexy time.
Then they fucked off.
Because didn't they because I like the Nephilim. I've heard the Nephilim were a product of the Anunnaki.
No, I think the Nephilim are the jinglers.
The jinglers.
Yeah, because we said it.
You mean the alien slaves?
Basically. Yeah, basically their own slaves that they've created.
It's the jinglers.
Yeah, it's the jinglers. There we are, little fuckers. So basically, they've gone away because they need the gold to put in their atmosphere because their atmosphere is like fucking destroyed or something.
It's dying.
Yeah, basically.
So basically, it's like what if we were we found out that we destroyed our atmosphere so bad we could go out and raid another planet and take their stuff. Because we need it, because our planet's dying.
Well, we could.
And that's what they're doing to us.
We could, but fingers in the air.
Yeah.
We have no transport to get to another planet.
Well, that's the point. That's a good
exactly.
point.
That's why I put my fingers in the air.
Well, because these are Anunnaki as well, if you think about it, it's a really good business model because they don't have to transport workers to the planet that they need the gold from. So they just set up a little home, like a mum and pop style business franchise.
Well, it's a family base.
Right, well, we've got these primitive animals. Do you reckon they were doing it all over the solar system? So these like primitive animals, all like really low level life, and these Anunnaki have been around seeding other planets where you could find out that there's all these aliens that are kind of like us because they're all from the same place.
What about like Venus or?
Well, I like the idea. I prefer the idea that we're kind of from Mars or like we started at Mars.
I kind of
like the Anunnaki thing. It's like if that was kind of like something that I'd try and ring true, it'd be an offshoot of that. It was that rather the Anunnaki came from Mars to Earth, or a species came from because like you say, in terms of space travel, it's like if you were travelling from another planet, you travel to the closest planet, wouldn't you? Right?
Yeah, but they might not have had that opportunity. There is in their solar system. There is a couple more planets.
Now, like you say, having the opportunity. So these Anunnaki might only get the opportunity when their solar system comes close enough to ours.
Yeah. Basically, because that's why they might have already mined the gold off all the.
Oh well, the shit's out of luck now. Yeah. Because basically, what's his name's getting it all? The Hoffmans and what's it?
Well, there's not that much left, to be honest. Anyway, there's only 3 Olympic-sized swimming pool work.
Yeah,
that's
nothing,
it.
Is
nothing.
It? And do you know what? It's funny that, isn't it? Because it's like
how do you get that, and then you get gold sent up to space, gold all over the world.
We don't get very many visitations from the Anunnaki very much anymore. Then
well,
could be the case.
No, because theirs is a Pacific gold. There's another kind of gold which the quality is so much better.
Right.
And the only place you can get it now is at the bottom of Hawaii. That's the only place you can get it. You used to be able to get it in the Gulf, but then that's all dissipated. But the only place you can find it now on this planet is at the bottom of Hawaii.
They'll be turning around, they'll be mugging everyone for the sovereign rings and the chopper chains. They'll be like, give me, I am come to take your chopper chains.
Sound like they've been here, they've fucked us over, took what they want and fucked off.
If you come across an Anunnaki, they're not here to kick its head in.
I'd say thanks, man, because the amount of change they had to come back 75,000 years ago because of a super volcano that went up. It's in the history that the super volcano went up in Lake
You just be rubbing your smartphone now, because that's where all the gold is.
Do you reckon they took us off in past big events?
Whatever survived.
When we've had big events.
Well,
killed the dinosaurs. Do you reckon they've taken us away for safety and then brought us back?
No, I think that's what it was, because we never roamed with the dinosaurs, did we? I think, like, in terms of, like...
Hold on on that one. How can you say that? With the footprint next to the dinosaur print.
Well, no, because I think about that, it could be a dinosaur print that fossilised, and then you've got a guy came over and went, ooh, look, a dinosaur print, and
these fossils have been done at the same time.
They could be, because they can only do it within a few 100,000 years.
What about Neanderthals that do you reckon was about at the age just before dinosaurs were extinct?
I don't know. I think in terms of like apes, potentially.
No, but that's because of the niberu.
Like tree dwelling animals like apes and stuff. Yeah, I totally agree. They could have been a primitive ape, man. Around at that time, but like not modernish, man. Not Neanderthal. They weren't riding them around like in the Flintstones.
No. What I mean is, it was about. But I'm wondering, was he about?
Niberu destroyed. It's supposedly.
That's it. Well, I was looking into this, and it was like stuff like you could attribute it to is like the Great Flood, and the extinction of the dinosaurs. Now, what was it they used to call it back in the day? Like this niberu? They had a few names for it.
Oh yeah. There's a few names for it. The Destroyer.
That's you, the Destroyer of Worlds. Marky Duke.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Who calls it Marky Duke?
I don't know who says that, but
I've got that one wrote down.
What one?
The bottom thing there.
Hiccopolis.
Hiccopolis. I got Hiccopolis. Do you know what? They're just absolutely, because this is it. There's stories from different cultures. Yeah, exactly.
This is it, and it's questioning it, because you got to think there's questions around the world about stuff like Venus. Venus was supposed to have spotted the moon. The moon weren't originally here and then was brought here. Venus shines up every so often as it passes us. Now, it's never been so shiny. And not only that, you're talking stuff on the planet that's happening. Right, we've never had so many volcanoes go off at the moment. We've never had so much.
A lot of earthquakes and bad weather.
Like creatures are getting extinct over stuff that we don't know. Why are you getting extinct for? We're having all these like kind of disasters happening right here. Since 2008, right? I'll tell you through month how many close meteorites we've had hitting us.
Right.
Big time. Right, one lunar module basically, which is from the moon to us, which is only 250,000 miles. Right. We've had 9 in January. February we had 9. March we had 7. April we had 6. May we had 3. January.
So what is this all kind of like debris?
No, these are actually ones that.
No, but I mean debris from like the.
This is the thing. There's more coming, and this month alone, we've had 11.
Fucking hell! So
this month alone, and you heard about the one in Greenland where there was a meteorite that hit near a military base, and that they was all hushed up about it. That's one of them.
Right, and it's not only the meteorites, but I mean, it's like we had an earthquake in Indonesia last week, which was a major thing.
They're used to that.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's like they do seem to be getting quite frequent, and I mean, it's weird because it's like, again, I say we're quite naive to believe that we're getting like, we live on this rock and that everything's kosher, but we have climate changes, not in a negative sense of the word where like everyone's hyped about climate change. Quotations, but like in climate changes terms of like the planet's natural cycles. So it's like we've had ice ages. No one went shit. Oh no, we're burning too many fossil fuels. Hence we've got a fucking ice age. Do you know what I mean? It happens. So and we've had a period of really calm, clement weather, and now we're having a bit of an abrupt period. It's like, but like you don't know if like I say, there's been. The only thing that gets my mind ticking is like, because it's not just happening on Earth, it's happening on Mars, it's happening on other planets, and it makes me think, well, what's tugging and pulling in the cosmos and making everything disrupted?
We have never had so many meteorites go through, but
we're fragile.
This is a part of the niberu thing that because it goes through the Kuiper belt and it takes meteorites, so that's why it looks like it's got wings. So it's like a red planet with wings going through the space, but that's all debris. And when it passes then that's when it's going to be the worst.
It's a plume, it's a trail.
Yeah,
it does look like it's got a trail, like it's a tail. Yeah, it's coming, it's travelling. Yeah, that's how it does look. I've got to admit that. Yeah, the photos I've seen, it does look like something's moving. And you know when you see a comet in the sky, and even when I draw a comet, you always draw that flare after it because you can see that like it's moving through the sky. You know what I mean? So,
you need them little marks to show that it's movable. It's not just stand still. But so these had actually done this since 450,000 years. They started this process of messing with our genetic DNA and that. Right, what do you reckon is our percentage of our DNA and the percentage of DNA from the Anunnaki? Yeah.
I reckon we've probably got about 10 to 20% in us.
Of what?
And then the Anunnaki's fucking about 80.
And the Anunnaki's fucked around.
I'm going to go 70-30.
70-30, the Anunnakis.
Anunnaki 70, primitive man 30.
Right. Well, he was bang on.
Why? What was yours? What did you say?
I said
80-20.
80-20.
Only because I've got the piece of paper left at home. I've got that fucking wrote down.
So what, you actually seen that statistic?
Yeah. I remembered when you started saying about DNA.
But here's a fucked up thing about that on DNA. Did you know 30% of your DNA isn't told about? And do you know why it's not told about?
I don't look into my DNA. I was going to do one of those swap things.
When you turned around and said we're breaking down the DNA structure and we've done
the
it.
genome, the human genome.
Yeah. Well, 30% of it's hidden away. And the reason why 30% is hidden away because they can't explain any of it.
Ah, right. It doesn't. It's not.
They can't explain it, so they're not going to bring it out. So it's a case of what? Well, they won't tell you that. Fools.
I don't look into my DNA neither.
I don't want to know. I've seen those websites where you can kind of see where your ancestry comes from. Like you can go swab the inside of your cheek and you can find out if you're 30% Hungarian or Viking. It'll just come back for me. 100% corn-fed white boy.
Mine would be 100%. Mine would be 100% no bed.
But there's also stuff on like pole shifts. Our pole shifts, well, we've had a record since 1905 and it has shifted a lot. It really has shifted. It's shifted about the size of England and Scotland that way. And then they reckon it's 40 miles a year it's moving.
Wow, shit. Yeah, because I've kind of seen like loads of things about
magnetic field.
So does that mean compasses are going to be like upside down and stuff like that?
Oh, forget that. Phones, TVs.
What, my phone's going to be... My TV's going to be upside down?
Yeah, because you won't know where south and north is and it will change. And until that period, there's two estimations on what will happen, which is, one, it will happen within 30 seconds. So we're just going through, slung. Two, it will take like a generation or two to actually do the whole turn.
Yeah.
And that's a part of and it's proven that it does tilt. It tilts actually every 50,000 years, right? But we haven't had a tilt for 750,000 years.
Right, so it's due, innit?
There's
a lot of things due at the moment.
Yeah,
would that be why we're getting a lot of tsunamis and earthquakes?
Well, you never know. That's it. But that's it. If the poles, we rely on the poles and the lunar orbit and all the rest of it. It's like if the moon flew off, we'd have tsunamis. The pole shifted, we probably would. But we don't know what other effects it'd have. So, you know.
That just makes me wonder when you say about it moving slightly. It'd make you think it'd explain half of the bad shit weather around.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean,
I kind of believe that one.
Yeah, well, it's all true. It's all
there's a lot of people who just say it's. There's a lot of people who say it's just fear-mongering, and there's like a NASA senior scientist, David Morrison, who basically battles against the Planet X.
He's a knob then.
Yeah, well, he's an knob. But he does this sort of like in some of the videos I watched. He does this sort of like. I got a letter from a child who her and her friends have seen stuff about Planet X, and they're terrified, and I just want to put their concerns to bed, because it's not true. He says David says there's no evidence to back any of it up, and claims about Planet X. He says the name itself is weird, and it's a minor god, niberu. And probably from the Babylonians, and he says that it's relating to Jupiter, and Planet X doesn't exist.
I think I think you're right in saying not to fear it, because I'm a believer in that these Anunnaki will come when it appears in the sky and remove half of us.
So you believe that
save half of us,
right? And then a bit of a Thanos, 50% of the population.
Well, think about it. It's what's written in the Bible as the what's called.
Well, if you're listening to this, Mr. Anunnaki, man,
where you go, you get taken off.
No, but what?
And everyone else gets left.
Like Noah's Ark, where
Noah's Ark is so many.
But it's just what I find laughable is it's like you've got NASA senior scientists and NASA senior researchers both saying yes and no, and they both work for the same organisation. So who's telling the truth? It's misinformation. It's weird.
Go out and find it yourself, and you'll see it for yourself. If you don't believe it, don't believe it. If you do, prepare yourself, and
But like I say, there was a BBC documentary. It was Sky at Night, which is an astronomy program.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Patrick Moore used to do it, didn't he? Sir Patrick Moore, God bless your soul. And this was basically talking about it was in 2009, the Caltech. Had theorized. They made a theoretical computer-based discovery, saying that this ninth planet, which was what they were called it. So I
can't read. So.
All right, one sec. So where's the
Caltech?
Oh yeah, so the Caltech scientists believe the Planet X may have a mass of 10 times the Earth and be similar size to Uranus or Neptune. The predicted announcement does not mean there is a new planet in our solar system, but the existence of this, the distant world, only it's like only a theoretical. So they've given it a name of Planet 9. So
so much evidence to throw and point at.
Thank you for reading that.
If it's not,
no problem.
Well, here we go from NASA.
That was Mikey's bit of research he's been doing.
From NASA, like, look, if it isn't Planet 9, they're looking for, and they haven't found, right? Well, which 5 indications showed that there has to be something there. Now, the problem is, if it's not there, we're in major fucking shit then.
Yeah.
Why?
We're in major shit.
If it's not there.
If it's not there, then that means all the calculations that they've done are all wrong.
Yeah, well that's it.
Now, that goes down to like everything. That goes like that. Like society's based on science that we know and learn, but it will break a lot of things down.
It don't ramble stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like
what else could it be?
It'll turn science on its head. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's because like we've not had any, because we've been all speculation on this.
But out there, something else will be going on, which could be a hell of a lot better. Which they're theorising. If it's something else, then like we're in shit, really.
Right.
So we're best off if Planet 9.
What? So we're actually
in a catch-22, really.
Yeah, but no. But so what's the ultimate sort of thing for Planet X? Is it gonna hit? Is it estimated to hit? Is it gonna collide with Earth and cause an extinction level event?
It will. Right. Noah's Ark. Right. Was the cleanup. right?
Yeah, but Noah had an ark, and that's the thing.
Yeah, but why did he have an ark? And there's actually...
Who told him to build
in the Syrian...
Well, he said that it was an angel, was it? And God told him to do it.
In the Syrian scriptures, they actually name the guy properly. They name his name. And he stated that one of the Anunnaki of the brothers had told a few of them, there wasn't just one boat, there was a few boats, to get a few boats, and it wasn't just animals thrown on, it was just people and animals to be thrown on there. Because there's a load in the scriptures to state...
because it's like it all comes back down to like really bad... if there's only one family survived, is like incest, a level of incest there. Adam and Eve level of incest.
Yeah, they probably did.
This is where my theory though comes in of that the time when Planet X comes near, the Anunnaki are going to take us. So select few of us and take us to repopulate after the disaster, because they know their planet's going to do something to wipe us out.
Potentially, yeah.
Well, it is, but it's like the Syrians, the amount of shit they've written down, man, you know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah.
It's just the stuff in there that past tense has sort of like happened, and it's not only that, it's been written in like psychics. I mean, even Nostradamus wrote about part of it. I haven't found it, I haven't looked for it, to be honest. But I heard that he did. There is a guy, fiction, Frexton, I think his name was.
I wasn't a believer as much as Planet X.
But
now I'm listening to yours and Gaz's evidence. It's making more sense.
You want to look at the pictures, mate, and the thing is, and there's a good site on a YouTube site called WSO. They're good at it. They look into, basically they turn around and go, what's that? They want to ask the questions, and they've looked into like photography and stuff like that to see about the frames.
I've just been while I was doing my research, I actually listened to Coast to Coast quite a lot. With George Norrie at the moment. It used to be Art Bell. And Art Bell was amazing. I've talked about Art Bell a lot, but this week it was funny on the 4th. There was a guy on called Bob Fletcher, and he's basically... Bob Fletcher is a kind of an old school whistleblower, right? And he was talking about basically Bob Fletcher. He was he's known for he helped expose the CIA during the drugs scandals. So they were trading and trafficking drugs, weren't they? So and Bob in 1997 was blown out of his bed. Yeah, and he doesn't know why, and he doesn't have they've never come after him since.
He was good.
Basically, he believes it to be some sort of electronic weapon used by like government agents.
They're using now, don't they? Really?
But he's been kind of getting into it, he was researching a load of other stuff. Yeah, and he come across. People kept throwing this, Niberu Planet X thing on his desk or whatever. And while he was researching something else, he kind of came across these... He noticed that government money was being, kind of going missing.
Yeah.
Right? So he's done all the red tape bullshit and kind of followed the money.
The trail. Yeah.
Right? And he's realised $2.3 trillion or more was missing, right?
Yeah.
The day before the trade centres, right?
Yeah.
Now, you go in and tell them that you've lost $2.3 trillion the day before. Yeah, that happens. Then the next day, no one's asking about where that money's gone because you've got more important shit going on, right? And this is the way this this Bob tells it, right? Yeah. Right. So then, the Federal Reserve, after an audit, lose 9 trillion, right?
How?
Well, exactly, no one knows, right? This money's just disappeared, right? This isn't that long ago. This is like 2011. Oh no, 2001, and like not long after, right? So there's a lot of money been going missing, right?
Yeah, because all the questions stopped.
Now, America, supposedly one of the biggest fucking money powers in the world, haven't really got any money by the looks of it. We were talking about the reserve.
Yeah.
And it's funny you should bring up gold, right? And the Anunnaki wanting gold because we ain't got any, right?
No.
And in the what's it?
Fort Knox.
Fort Knox, right? They reckon it's empty. Or a couple of bars that they show off to people to make
the
it
security
look
every year.
Yeah. So
every year. And
yeah, well, you believe these UFOs down there, don't you?
Well, there was some reports saying that the Roswell UFOs down there. Do you know actually? There's also in the same report shows that you could put. This is how big the underground part is. You could put 2 fucking 52 bombers side by side and have 6 inches each left.
Oh my God! So there's quite a lot of space. Well, what was that all filled with gold at one point?
It's supposed to be, but also booby trapped.
Well, he's been looking into this, old Bob. And what do you think if you've got? Hang on, now let's work it out. So you've got like $3.2 trillion. $1 trillion. Yeah. What are you spending that money on?
Fucking.
Yeah, but you're forgetting something.
Live off the interest.
Well, no one stole that money. That's too much money to steal, and you would never get away with that.
This could come at the Anunnaki here, and the reason why I say this is because
are they taking the gold? Have they done a deal with them? We won't blow you up if you just give us what gold you've got.
Yeah, we won't destroy.
After the big crash, in I think it was 28, was it? I think it was 1928. After the big economy crash there. Right, in 1933, there was a law passed that everyone had to give in all their gold, every single piece. If they didn't, they would get a £10,000 fine and a 10-year jail sentence.
Really?
Yeah.
Why the fuck did they want it on gold?
Now, because it was just
well, they wanted to make it so like paper. They wanted to change it all to a paper economy, didn't they? So like. They control the gold, which is actually worth something.
Yeah. Where did all that gold go?
We all use paper IOUs, so like it's control, isn't it? Yeah. They've got the wealth.
Where did it go?
Well, they say into the reserve. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's why in 1974 the Senate committee sent in a couple of reporters because they were going on about it for years, and they were saying no. So then they finally got the option to go in because they went to the Senate committee. They went in there. When they went in, they opened one door. You have a look in there. It looks all like fucking brass and gold.
Right.
Really did. And I don't even know why they didn't notice it there and then. And you can see it. And so afterwards, then they left. Then they were going, hold on, we won't go back in there a minute because we think that might be like brass that's been covered in fucking paint or something.
Right.
It doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like
real gold. So we won't go back in. Denied.
No.
Denied.
Right. Well, Bob reckons that they've used all this money to build underground bunkers.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know, to kind of protect
and spaceships.
Well, a lot of black ops or black budget stuff. And he says. He's even been down to we were talking again. A lot of topics we've already covered. The Denver airport.
Yeah.
So Bob says he's been down to Denver airport and seen it with his own eyes. Truckers have shown him photographs of the tunnels, and drivers have even turned around and said that they drove 800 miles underground, where there was wide 2-lane roads and wider areas underground, and basically these massive areas were stocked up with supplies for some reason. So it kind of makes you think that they know something.
Yeah, they know something and they're preparing.
Right, you've got 2 options. Yeah, you've got the option that you've got they're just trying to disguise it so anyone with aerial technology can't see what they're up to. Yeah. The military. All the rest of it, right? But then you've got the other thing that you're preparing yourselves for something that's going to potentially happen, and why would you create a whole city underground?
Only for one reason, for anything bad that's going to happen.
Now, like I was saying about, I brought this up in a previous episode as well about the blue beam stuff, because Ronald Reagan, it delivered a speech about Star Wars, right? Not the movie, but how if the world was under threat, how it'd kind of we'd all pull together as a planet to go up against an outside threat.
Like now, Independence Day.
Yeah, like Independence Day, but everybody assumes and talks about it as if it's alien. Do you know what I mean? Like it's an alien threat. Now, potentially, could that not be? He talks about it as an event. Yeah. Like, so, you know, more than an alien attack.
Answer me this. Right. Why did ISIS, who was taking over Iraq and Syria, right? Why did they destroy all the monuments?
Well, because it's a dictatorship and a regime that they want to kind of pull down, innit? They don't want to see it anymore. Why
did, when we go into Iraq, why did the Marines take over one of the buildings, one of the old structures, yeah? Right. Which, in the past, they found them 2,000 fucking scrolls. Right. Why did they hold it, yeah? Why did they hold it and not let anybody go anywhere near it?
Well, if you want to check it out before before thingy, innit?
That's another reason why. That's, I think, another reason why Iraq War was started.
Well, this is.
But why would you in Syria?
They know it. They know ISIS,
about it. Why would you fucking destroy monuments that don't mean? This is what I was getting at.
Ronald Reagan. They reckon they knew about it. They reckon that NASA experts approached Ronald Reagan back in 1985 or between 1983 and 1985 and warned him that this Planet X was gonna come back round again. They've known about this. If this is true, they've known about it for a long time. And to be honest, they've kept it quiet because it would cause panic because you can't save everybody. Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is it.
Like, are you going to come down to some sort of ballot system? I'm starting to think I should do my electoral roll now. Do you know what I mean?
If you got fucking money, you say.
You know what? Unless you've got fucking shit to get out of here. Or a fucking Noah's Ark. We've
got our technology, but it's just hidden from us.
Well, yeah. Did you know the sea was 450 miles further down than it is today?
Is it?
Yeah, it was.
Alright, well there you go then. Oh yeah, I've got one bit more of information relating to the Planet X thing. And this is, get to see what you make of this, Taylor. Have you ever heard of the cactus?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, cactus is like a monitoring station, which basically monitors sun activity, so it looks for coronal mass ejections, stuff like that.
There was supposed to be one going off on like September the 20th.
Well, check this out, right? Because this is a discovery and it's a first of its kind, right? And this was only on I think it was around about the 3rd or 4th, of October. Yeah, just
alright, okay, alright. I'm
right.
further back, September.
And what it is there was a massive object caught going past the sun, right? Again, right? Now, this object was about the 3rd of the size of the sun, and it was the first sighting of its kind, and experts at Cactus say that it was a massive coronal ejection, right? But, looking at the footage, you can see this object come past, right? And it actually pulls sort of like plasma and sun energy from the sun, right? And it pulls so much out, that they're speculating that it was not a coronal mass ejection after all. Right. It was picked up as one because of because this body's gone past and it sucked so much plasma out, right? Yeah. So the only way plasma would come out at that rate is through coronal mass ejection, right? So I think she's called Dr. Albus has basically been looking into it, and it says that it's one of these sort of unexplained sort of things where, because they've never seen it before, they don't know what to make about it. But it's seemingly a massive object that's gone past.
Because there's a number of videos of objects that...
No, of this scale though, she's saying. Like I say, it's a 1/3 of the size of the sun. So obviously it's got enough mass that it's pulling out thingy. And now I thought of this earlier because
the sun's losing a lot of its energy.
Well, you were saying about this nemesis, and this nemesis is pulling. You know, it's got a dense brown dwarf like sort of body to it, then could it be Nemesis pulling the feeding?
Yeah, I think
it's just shaved a couple of years off the sun's life there, I think.
Well, yeah, it's in its lower not atmosphere, its lowest form at the minute. So it's like it's down on its dumps.
Well, another thing is it linked to the Sunspot Observatory thing that happened? Because obviously Sunspot Observatory closed down because who knows what they saw, right? Now, could it have been something approaching the sun? This was only in September, right? So they've seen something approaching from the sunspot.
Yeah.
Wow, shit, we can't do anything about it.
Hold on, you said the 3rd.
Yeah, it was the last couple of days this has happened. So,
because I'm thinking, like, well, obviously, closer to the sun, go round it fucking far and all that. Take about a month.
Right, so you reckon it's going to rain about a month?
So let's see.
So how many more episodes are we going to get in? Yeah. About 4 more episodes. We'll make them count, we promise.
No, I mean,
do an end of days one.
No.
Oh yeah, Apocalypse now.
Well, this all started on the 6th. I believe it was the 6th.
So yeah, it happened on the 6th.
Yeah, I believe it happened on the 6th, yeah. And now it's happened on the 3rd. I want to see what happens on the... What?
The 8th.
No, the end of this month.
31st
the last day of this month.
So I'll say what I said last time when you said it was going to kill us. If it ain't
happening, you're going to slap.
Well, I've asked the Twitter...
You can't touch me then.
The Twitter community...
No, you can't touch this.
I asked the Twitter community what they thought about the Planet X theory. I said, what do you think about Planet X? And Twitter went... asked them if it's a load of nonsense or a cover-up. 25% said it was a load of nonsense, and 75% of people said it was a cover-up.
Whoa.
So there's something.
I don't.
What do you think, Mikey? What do you think about it?
What do you reckon about this?
Well, no, he believes in the Anunnaki. He thinks that they're coming to get us.
Well, to be honest, you cannot believe the Anunnaki because that's the first story ever told.
I believe.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
When I came today, I was on the fence.
Yeah.
But now I do actually believe the planet's there, but don't think it's gonna kill us.
No,
I think we're gonna get saved.
It's gonna usher in a new dawn.
I think the Anunnaki are gonna take half of us, save us.
They might be all dead by the time they get it.
Bring us back after their planet's done the damage.
Well,
that way to repopulate again.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, their planet might have already been destroyed now.
Yeah.
So then,
they might not even
dead.
be. Yeah.
The planet's just going to go round. So there shouldn't be any fear.
We shouldn't have any issues. Regular service will resume as normal.
Not unless you've already been in it. That's why there's no gold in the fucking.
What do you think, anyway, Gaz?
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on it. I like the idea of I like elements of the.
It's got the Bible.
Yeah, it's got
history.
It's got everything, man.
Yeah, that's it. It's
a good topic, and I'll keep an eye on it. It's just that do you know what? It's just that it kind of keeps getting changed, and when it doesn't happen, it's an anticlimax, and then they go, "Oh no, we got it wrong."
Don't wait for it.
Stop getting it wrong, man. If you're gonna do the maths, do it properly and give us a definitive date.
There is no definitive
and
date.
I'll be happy
unless
with that.
You were there at the last one.
Overall, though, yeah, the Planet X show has gone pretty well, and to be honest, I like the debunking side of it, but I also like the kind of I like the whole topic of it. To be fair, I can't say I believe it, but I'm gonna keep looking into it, and then something might change my mind.
Yeah, but right, we'll have to get another time with P and then.
We'll have to get P down and that. It's like I say, it's like I've heard a couple of different variations on it, and I like yours.
Look with your eyes.
Look with your eyes, not with your hands.
Yeah.
Or something like that. That's what my mum used to tell me. Right. Well, anyway, so we're just gonna have to wrap it up, I think.
Yeah,
we run out of time.
Running out of time. Yeah.
Well, I'll just go through all the closey stuff.
Yeah.
If you've got a comment about anything that you've heard on the show tonight, or you just want to get in touch and have a chinwag, you can get us on email at neverstraightanswer@gmail.com. You can fetch us on Twitter and give us a tweet at NASA_never.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Go on, get it right.
You can get us on all the platforms, which include iTunes, Anchor FM, which is our host, Google, Stitcher, Castbox, and all the other places you want to go. Also, you can go and get some merch.
Yeah.
Get yourself a nice hat.
I will give a shout out as well.
Oh, I was going to do shout outs in a second. I've got loads of shout outs this week.
Go for it.
Now you do your shout out. So I've got merch. And then, you've just followed the link on the Twitter page or...
Yeah, I just got one of those shirts.
I know, Taylor's just got himself a Never a Straight Answer t-shirt. He looks very sexy in it as well.
I do.
I'm going to post a photo.
I look sexy in a fucking leaf, mate.
Yeah, you look sexy. He looks sexy in a burlap sack.
Oh, no. You kinky fuck off.
So go on, who have you got a shout out for this week?
Chopper Collins.
Chopper Collins?
You Chopper Collins, I told you I would, mate.
Why do you call him Chopper Collins?
Oh, you don't want to know, mate. It's a funky dance he likes to do.
Is it not because he's hung?
Well, that's a part of it.
Or does he swing his axe around? Yeah. Is he a lumberjack?
He is, yeah. Well, he reckons he's a lumberjack. But he's more like a jack.
Have you got any shout outs this week, Mikey?
No, not this week.
Not about your lady wife?
No.
No.
No, she...
No, she don't want it. She don't want.
Oh yeah, I have. Russell and Orky.
Russell and Orky. Well in. Who was your mate who you said listen to every episode?
James.
James,
if you listen.
Well in, James. Nice one for
James.
checking us out, and apparently he was like loved it. So well in, James.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Dada Cotton on Twitter. Yeah, man, he's been proper buzzing off the Twitter feed and just been getting liking and retweeting and stuff like that. We always like that. Well, I put up a thing there saying if you wanted to shout out, just give us a like. And, he did, so give him a shout out. I want to give it much love to Mr. Coulson, Agent Coulson. He's had a bit of a mad week, so I just wanted to give a shout out and props to that guy because we love him. Also, it was my birthday this week as well, so I want to give props to Nat and Dean and Darcy. Darcy's first birthday. Darcy's a dog, nice, lovely doggy. And she's massive and she's a puppy, but she bowled me over. And she's one. Big? She was one yesterday. Yeah, Mason and Maya for my birthday card because I loved it. It was really got a Super Mario birthday card. It was top. And I got a top present off Taylor as well. Got a nice notebook to do my show in. So when I'm writing my show now, I write it in my my lovely notebook that Taylor got me. So I'm really pleased with that. So tonight's show was written in my notebook tonight. Also, I want thank Taylor for being here, and of course our lizard overlords. Give them a thanks. Give them a shout out.
Yeah, come on, you overlord.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this as well. Tonight's program has been sponsored by the letter X. So if you want to get in touch, guys, always welcome.
Yeah, man.
So this has been I've been Gaz.
I've been Taylor.
I've been Mike.
Thanks for tuning in.
Later.
And I've got a top topic for next week. I've already started looking. I've actually known about this for ages, but I've been looking into it and writing a little bit down. So it's more of a mystery next week. It's a mystery. So hopefully if you like music and you like mysteries, you might get a kick out of this one. But
it's not Paul McCartney again.
No, we don't.
About that.
And
Beatles aren't
it's not Beatles this week. But we might revisit and do a Beatles one at some point.
Did say
we've not even done Tupac or Elvis yet, so you know.
Oh, Tupac, yes.
He's still alive anyway.
Yeah.
Right, and on that note,
chilling, man. Lifting his hand.
And on that note, that's been it for us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Take care, guys.
Peace.
Peace out.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.